Today I fucked up by using the wrong razor and getting the cops called on me. Obligatory happened a couple years ago while I was still in college in the US. First off, I was living with two roommates in a house in the downtown of my college town. One who I was chill with and one who I wasn't. The chill one was having to live in what amounted to our living room because the one we didn't like kicked her out of the room over the summer and was kind of an asshole about it. Point is, she had almost no privacy. Beware friends, this is important later. Also, it's important to note that due to family circumstances I'm very bad at handling conflicts and conflict resolution, so I tend to avoid it. This is also important. I had not been sleeping due to the date being close to finals and I was pulling several late nights to try and finish 3 10-page research papers all due in 1 week. That's mistake number 1. I had noticed I was getting a little prickly on my legs and I had noticed a razor that was in our bathroom sitting on top of my shower bath wash. I was so tired I assumed I left it there and that it was mine and began work on cutting down the sprouting lawn on my legs. Mistake number 2 folks. Come to find out that my roommate, the chill one, calls me into the bathroom and asks if I used her razor. I immediately apologized and didn't realize that it was hers. I apparently didn't apologize well enough. Mistake number 3 now, cause I heard her talk to her mom that night complaining about it. The next day, as I wanted to give her some space as she was obviously super pissed off, she was not. I said I'd leave to go to the library. What I didn't tell her is that I left my window unlocked in case I needed to come back and sleep my weariness off. The reason I did this is because I wanted to give her space and privacy since she usually had none. Mistake number 4, and this is about to get out of hand guys. As expected, I almost fall asleep in the library, so I put the books back and decide to head back. I head through the window to my room and hear that she's in the shower. I lay down and start to go to sleep. All of a sudden I hear a loud knock on the door. Police. My roommate, from the UK, so she was even more freaked out, opened the door quickly as she had just gotten out of the shower as the policewoman informed her there was a call from a neighbor that there was a robber in the house that climbed through my window. I freaked out immediately knowing it was me and ran out of my room looking crazy with my bed head and bags under my eyes. My roommate screeched and the policewoman leveled her gun at me as I exited and I yelled with my hands up, "Live here. It's okay!" Exclamation mark. My roommate agreed and the policewoman put her gun away. She took a couple notes and left afterwards. Then my roommate busted out laughing and asked, "Why the hell did you come in through your window?" Exclamation mark. I responded, "Because I wanted to give you some privacy since our fight." That's when I found out we never had a fight. She wasn't mad, and this entire situation will never be let go because it's funny as hell. So might as well let all of Reddit know about one of my many FU over the career that is my life. Too long didn't read. I used a razor that wasn't mine, got into a fight, not really, tried to give my friend space by climbing through a window, and subsequently got the cops called on me by our well-meaning neighbors. Edit, wanted to make clear I'm from the US and my roommate is from the UK. We were in the US at the time of this occurrence. Also, holy shiny Charizard, a rare silver medal. Never got one of those before. Thanks, kind stranger. Ha ha ha, that's brilliant, well done. I love that getting a gun pointed at you wasn't even worth a mention in the TL drive. WTF, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Lamau, please share more of your stories. This is great. I like your writing. Today I fucked up by leaving my friend alone when he took magic mushrooms for the first time. This happened actually about 20 years ago in the Netherlands, Europe, close to the border with Belgium. We were a group of young adults and thought it was a good idea to rent a bungalow in a waterslide park in the Netherlands, which was for us Belgians only like an hour drive, get some weed from the local coffee shop and some mushrooms from the smart shops, both legal in the Netherlands. Waterslide parks with bungalows around them are a pretty common thing around here, The water slide park is indoor, there's a mall, and there are numerous other activities like mini golf, water cycling, tennis, sauna. The whole park also has a lot of trees, lakes and stuff like that. It's a very natural environment. Some parts are just straight up forest with little houses, bungalows in them. So we rented a bungalow for 6 for the weekend. Upon arrival we already started with the mushrooms, but we didn't bring any food and we still had to eat. So we planned to go the mall in the park and get something to eat. One dude didn't want to go along. "I'm going to stay here," he said. "This is the first time I took mushrooms and I'm not going outside now." Most of us already did this, and these were Hawaiian mushrooms, which are very potent, so we kinda thought it was going to be funny he was going to start tripping when he was alone. He's not exactly an open-minded dude as well, but we weren't planning to be away for long, so we were kinda curious what he was going to say when we got back. Obviously when the mushrooms kicked in it took us longer than we thought to get back. Luckily we already did the shopping before it kicked in fully. Still the road back was not easy, which was like a 15-minute walk, and it was getting dark as well. Me and a friend could keep our cool because we can keep our composure when taking this, but the other 3 were wandering off the whole time. One lost a shoe, another was starting to talk to someone's dog. Safe to say it took us a couple of hours to get back, which felt a lot longer than that. Upon arrival at the bungalow, the friend that stayed alone, let's call him Bert for easy referral, was tripping out of his mind as well. We said, "How you doing, Bert?" Well, he said, "I'm kinda okay, but some crazy shit happened when you were gone." "Okay," we said, "What happened?" "Well," he said, "I was just minding my own business here and looking outside to the trees and stuff, and suddenly I saw a gnome." Now you gotta realize that gnomes are a part of local folklore in Belgium and the Netherlands. They are very common in fairy tales, and we also use it in sayings, like if something is lost, like let's say a TV remote or a set of keys, and it's nowhere to be found because someone misplaced it, we say, "The gnomes took it." It's also something that you believe exists when you're a kid. In fairy tales they're mostly depicted a bit smaller than your average garden gnome as well, more like the size of mouse standing up, long pointy hat included. So we replied, "What do you mean, like a garden gnome statue?" "No," he said, "a real one. I saw it moving." So obviously we started laughing and thinking about the gnomes we knew from fairy tales when we were a kid and said, "Dude, you took too much of that shit, man. You started hallucinating. You probably just saw a mouse or something." "No," he said, "it's really true. I saw a couple of them and I managed to capture one of them." Now he got our attention, because we were tripping pretty hard as well, and a small part of us was thinking, could they be real? "So where is it?" we said. "It's in the closet," he said. We all, being very excited, went to the closet, and with the greatest of curiosity we opened the closet, and indeed there was no gnome in there, but it was the size of dwarf and did start kicking and screaming. Apparently there was a gathering of dwarfs there, and they were dressed up as gnomes. My friend Bert is a pretty big guy, around 6'4", 193 centimeters. He actually took the dwarf that was left behind from the group and locked him in the closet. We managed to calm down the dwarf, took him back to his friends, explained to the leader the whole situation and gave them some weed and most of the money we brought with us, like the value of $500. We even threw in a PlayStation and bunch of games we brought along. Luckily they understood the whole situation, otherwise my friend would have been sued. TL Doctor equals left my friend alone, who took mushrooms for the first time and started hallucinating. He thought he saw magical creatures, which resulted in us having to give up our money, weed and PlayStation. Your friend kidnapped a little person and they accepted less than $1,000 of assets to settle the suit. Holy shit, those are some nice people. Would have expected to be dragged to court for months. Not sure, as don't know their customs, but this happening in the Netherlands might have something to do with it. People in a lot of countries are less inclined to sue people for stuff than in the rather litigious US. THST is fucking funny. So are you gonna believe your buddy next time? What happens in center parks, stays in center parks. Oh god, it's so wrong to laugh about yet so funny. Today I fucked up by almost swallowing a spider. This is not your usual, so actually happened 3 months ago. I just did this. The corpse is still in my sink. Anyway, so I woke up about 15 minutes ago, got out of bed and dressed, and headed into the bathroom with my giant stainless water canteen thing to take my pills for the day. Take the pills, take a slug of water, swallow the pills. Take a follow-up pull, and feel something solid hit my tongue in the water. That's weird, but my wife and I just moved and things have been in disarray, so figure maybe it was lint or a wood chip or something. Spit the water into the sink and see this. It's a spider. Dead. I don't know how it got in there or how long, but that was just sitting on my tongue. Showed my wife. We agreed to burn down the entire house and all of our belongings and change our names and move somewhere else. This literally just happened, and after I calmly explained to my wife, my next thought was I have to post this to Reddit somewhere. I think I'm still in shock. Sorry if this isn't a good today, I fucked up. Too long didn't read, drank out of my water bottle, dead spider swam in my mouth for a bit before I spit him, out, have to burn down everything now. That's disgusting. I'm so sorry. You don't have to change your names, the dead spider's family can't read, they won't hunt you down, cover and wrap you in webs until you can't move, and then one by one crawl into your mouth, down your throat, lay eggs inside you, let their babies hatch and then eat you from the inside out. You better go call a priest for good measure too. That's some Satan shit right there. So about years ago early one morning I scratched an itchy ear in my sleep and came back with a raisin on my finger. You can see where this is going, right? So my sleeping self says raisin/ear, and I wake up and realize I've just killed a spider going for hopefully just a nice cuddle in my ear. So me, 20-ish, resists screaming barely and gets up and awake instantly, checks ear in mirror, pulls out legs etc, trying not to panic and freak out. Can't wait and wakes up roommate to look in my ear, shivers, went to doc next day for previous appointment, and you bet I had her check for extra body parts and or eggs. Try not to remember this too much, lol. Protein cursed.